co-founder of the Indigenous-led protest movement called Idle No More. Welcome to the programme. Thank you so much for joining us. We don't often cover this subject, Sylvia. Tell us a bit about the overall mood in Canada regarding the discovery of so many mass graves.
Well, I think people need to understand that my people refer to Canada as Turtle Island. This was before European contact. But the mood, of course, is intense grief. I think people the overall settlers or Canadians are in shock. But for the Indigenous peoples, the original peoples of these lands, we've always known. We've been saying it for how long? For over 100 years since these schools were brought to our lands. And I think the world needs to understand that Canada is still a colonial state, a colony of the British monarchy. The Indigenous peoples of these lands are not free. I still think, I think that Canada is still an apartheid state. When you take a look at the Indian Act that's still in force today, and this is not going to end. This is not going to stop. There's going to be more graves revealed in the coming months. There's investigations happening. There's in my own community, we are working with a university to come and search grounds, and we're looking at approximately maybe 300 to 500 graves.
300 to 500 graves. That's incredible.
Yes.
That really is incredible. And tell us a bit more. You said the Indigenous people are not free. How is their day-to-day life? What is the reality for them?
Well, when people talk about Idle No More, they express it as if it's the first resistance on Turtle Island, but it isn't. There are hundreds of other resistances that still continue on, like Land Back Lane with Wet'suwet'en peoples, Tiny House Warriors. There's so many resistances that don't get the attention of the global media, and they should, because they're all connected to the mass graves, stolen lands, stolen resources, the pillaging and the plundering of the resources on Indigenous lands. These need to be talked about. The truth needs to be said.
And talk to us a bit more about that, because you are also the co-founder of Idle No More, an ongoing protest movement, and you also called for the cancellation of Cancel Canada Day. What exactly are your demands? Have any of them been met?
Not really to date. Canada has made some small efforts, but to date, there's still large amounts of Indigenous communities that do not have safe drinking water. And that's a basic human right, safe drinking water. Over half of the communities in Canada do not have safe drinking water and still under water advisory, so forth. And for Canada to posture as if they're the champions of human rights, and yet they violate the treaties that we made with the British monarchy continuously, it's problematic.
And Sylvia, I want to bring you back to the discovery of mass graves, and you said there are many more to come. This December, the Pope will meet with Indigenous leaders. How significant is this? What do you need to hear from the Pope and on behalf of the Catholic Church?
I think I would suggest to the Indigenous leaders not to settle for just an apology. We need reparation. We need our lands back. We need the colonial states to get rid of colonization and all of its manifestations. The UN itself has condemned colonization. And Canada, like I said, is still a colonial state. We want our lands back. We want the resources back to Indigenous people. And Canada at this point is refusing to even entertain that kind of a dialogue. And also, you know, the church is responsible for the doctrine of discovery that Canada still uses today every time we go to court to assert its fictional title over Indigenous lands.
Okay. Sylvia McAdam, it's been great to speak to you, as I said in my introduction, on a subject that we don't often cover. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.